Well, it's finally fall, and that means it's time to take a look at fall fashion. With us from the Consortium at Cassidy Square is Meghan Spears, and she's the perfect person to talk to us about what some of the trends are, because look how gorgeous, you're fabulous.
Thank you.
I would like to take fashion advice from you. I'm going to represent the side of what not to do, and why don't you tell us what some of the to-do things should be for people's lists for fall?
Well, as far as to-do things, first things first, go through the closet. We all need to go through the closet. You know, take out things you never wear. As far as, those jackets that are way back in your closet. Things that are really big that you need to look for are kind of key pieces. The key pieces are fur. Fur's really coming back.
I've seen that a lot. We've seen it. We saw a little bit last season.
Year. Last year, fall, winter, we saw a little bit coming back in as far as faux fur, real fur. This year, it is big, colored.
The fur is flying. Yes.
Fur is flying. Yes,
okay.
Colored fur, and then just fur trim, fur jackets. Also, another thing that's really in is color blocking. Color blocking is really in right now. You see a lot of jewel tones, teal. Right. Teal has been in a lot of shows.
Yes.
Let's see, kind of the blues. I'd say the blues, violet. Those, we've seen a lot of that. Of that.
Teal, was all big in the '80s too, and it's.
Everything makes a comeback.
It's about time.
Everything
yeah, it's
makes
about
a
time,
comeback.
isn't it? Maybe every 20 years or so, or I don't know. How long have the '80s been gone? Let's see, do the math.
Just yesterday.
It seems like it. It seems like it. And then there were some other things too. Menswear, I noticed, and the cover. Yes.
Yes, she looks absolutely amazing, and this is actually a men's shirt.
Really?
That she is wearing. Menswear we've seen in several. We kind of saw it a little bit last year as well. And this year, as far as like evening looks, pants, kind of suits, cocktail evening wear is.
Pieces that will go from daytime into the evening.
As far as
tailored,
tailored looks, tailored looks. So.
That's excellent. Now, the one thing that you sort of mentioned earlier that I was shocked to hear was that hosiery was coming back. Now, I have sworn this off for my whole life. So, what's the deal?
We have Kate Middleton to thank for that.
Or to curse for that.
Or to curse for that. It just depends. I know you're not a big fan of hosiery, but for some of us, winter's kind of hard on our legs. We're seeing sheer black hose with cocktail dresses, black cocktail dresses, even doing kind of an opaque colored tight or colored legging with, just your black dress, kind of bump it up a notch.
Right.
It's making a comeback. You don't have to. Of course, any of these pieces is not for everyone.
Right.
So.
Right. Strictly optional.
Strictly optional.
There were several things on the making a comeback list that I touched on in my last Laugh article, and I thought we could just kind of see whether or not they had any potential for coming back. When we say hosiery, I was a big fan of the white pantyhose for a solid 10 years. A solid 10 years.
Kind of the schoolgirl look.
So, but I thought this was a look that would never die. Also, see, look at this. I just thought this would never.
You've got the bow tie. It's kind of a masculine touch.
I had the whole
thing.
And
long hemlines are coming back.
I'm sure I was wearing knee-high hose there. I'm sure I did not trouble myself to wear full pantyhose.
Pull them all the way up.
Yes, yes.
Look at your gloves.
And then shoulder pads. Now, I've heard that shoulder pads are making a comeback.
Shoulder pads,
My shoulder pads had shoulder pads, because if one was good, two were better. Just like now, my Spanx have Spanx. And this was the big one right here. Yes.
And that's a turtle.
I've caught a turtle that day. But more importantly, I have convinced my mother to buy these horrid tennis shoes that everyone I knew had in 5th grade or 4th grade or whatever year this is. And most of them had 3 stripes like that. Of course, mine only had 2 because I didn't have big enough feet to earn 3 stripes. But I'm pretty sure those are not going to be making a comeback. But
you'd be surprised. You would be very surprised.
Yes. Okay, well, I'll keep an eye out for it. If teal can make a comeback and pantyhose can make a comeback.
Maybe they'll make some teal colored athletic shoes.
Maybe. I'll keep an eye out for them. So before you throw everything out of your closet, maybe decide if
hold
some
on
of
to
that's
those. Hold on to those, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Before we say goodbye, we'd like to thank OPubco Studios for having us here today, and also I'd like to thank Lisa Munns from Stella & Dot, who's provided the beautiful jewelry that I'm wearing today. And I wanted to remind you all that next month, starting October 2nd, that's a Sunday, Slice TV switches to a new date and time, 11 o'clock on Sundays, right after Meet the Press. So October 2nd, we'll see you then, and thanks for joining us today. Have a good afternoon.